Right, here we go again. Frankie Parsons here, reporting for duty, bringing you the very best recommendations in PC games for the single player. And as always, we're going to be looking at a top 20, and today's top 20 is in the world of the first-person shooter of the linear variety. Let's open the curtains and see what awaits. Of course, we'll need to bring up those spotlights. There they go. And today's game is indeed Shadow Warrior 2. Well, there shouldn't be any warriors out there when it comes to deciding which PC game to choose for the single player when it comes to first-person shooters of the linear variety. Alright, let's move on to the 48 genres. No, seriously, here are the 48 genres where we will need to do our checklist procedure. So we will need to get rid of 2 from Tier 1. We've done those. We have done 4 from Tier 2, and we need to make disappear 2 from Tier 3, which leaves our focus today, of course, on the first-person shooter of the linear variety. Now, people, please remember, we're not talking Overwatch, Counter-Strike, Apex Legends, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. You know, they're all first-person games of the PvP variety. This is all about the solo campaigns today. Also, of course, no open-world games, so please, no comments below like where's Borderlands, where's Fallout, where's Far Cry. People, we are talking linear games here, so let's open the doors and see what delights await. Right, well, first of all, we'll lay the foundations by placing the medals, and secondly, we'll bring in the honourable mentions. Doom Eternal and Terminator Resistance I've yet to purchase, but games I do want to buy. Battlefield 1 I bought ages ago, yet to play, and Wolfenstein Youngblood is a much maligned game which I have yet to play, so but I really do want to try that before I make a decision. Let's bring in the bronze medalists. And some oldies but goldies here, produced around the 2010s. Half-Life 2, of course, is a cult classic. Make sure you get the updated version. The Call of Duty game, that is Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, considered to be one of the best World War II single-player campaigns. And the other two are pretty solid as well. But you will notice the gameplay is not quite as smooth, not quite as fluid as when we get up to the Gold and Platinums. Right, Silver. Okay, Destiny 2 from the big corporation there is more of a games as a service and much more geared towards multiplayer, but the gunplay on that is super smooth and the visuals are fantastic. Hard Reset Redux and Shadow Warrior by the same makers, pretty good solid gunplay from there as well. And Wolfenstein The New Order, also you can add the old blood to that, I guess, although I haven't played it, and Wolfenstein 2 as well, the new Colossus. Okay, moving on to Gold. Okay, as we get into Gold, we're getting to the real powerhouses now. Bioshock games here are sequels to the original, which will appear, spoiler alert, in Platinum. Crysis is almost open world, but more like huge areas divided by load screens, but it's a fantastic game. And Titanfall 2, similar to Destiny 2, in that they produced a really good solo campaign, but a game that's kind of more geared towards the multiplayer crowd. But the single player is definitely worth a go. Moving into Platinum. Okay, kicking off with the original Bioshock, an interesting 30s style aesthetic here, but fantastic level design and brilliant gunplay. That one is a definite, highly recommended game. And then we've got a highly customizable first-person shooter here. You can do high scores with this, redo levels and kind of do different ways to kill things and get different scores. Doom 2016, probably the best first-person shooter when it comes to the linear play. An absolute incredible game. So much customizations, fantastic level design, that is totally mind-blowing. And of course today's game, Shadow Warrior 2, which we will now take a look at. Right, here we are at the home page. This is what you get when you first start the game. Looking at the options, you get 6 pathways here, plenty to tweak, plenty to look at, all very intuitive, it's all nicely packaged. Okay, there we go, lots to change there, and very simple, very straightforward. Nice and chunky, nice and satisfying. You get a few different difficulties here. You've got easy, which is the tiny grasshopper, going on to I Have No Fear, and then 2 more difficult ones. I'm going to do the I Have No Fear, and we're going to jump straight in. I've played it for about 6.5 hours, and I'm about 21% through. Let's give it a go. Right, so first things first, this is your hub world. This is where you start off. You're free of monsters here. No one's going to start hassling you. This really is about upgrading your weapons, buying weapons, looking to see what missions you have, and doing upgrades and things like that. Now, minimap is in your top right hand corner. The money bag icon is where you can purchase things. So there is a dash ability, so let's just demonstrate that as we approach our shopkeeper. So he's going to sell you stuff. You have to double click on that to activate this, and here you see all the things that you can buy regarding upgrades. So you can upgrade things, here's weapons that you can try, and other bits and pieces, ammunition as well. Okay, in fact, while I'm here, I will buy all ammo, please. And I'll come back later. So there's that. What else? You have as I say, this is a safe area. You're not going to get hassled here. This is Yuan Cave. This is where you go for your again for more missions. So this is your notice board here. If I was to activate that, then I can go for one of these missions. As it is, I'll come back later. And probably the most complicated and certainly overcomplicated and quite cumbersome are the menus here, particularly regarding the upgrades. The mission's absolutely fine. Here you can see you can do green squares, which are the missions you've already done, so you can go and farm gold there. Bronze are the kind of the bounty levels. You have grey ones, which are the story missions that you've already completed. The yellow one is the story mission that you've yet to complete, side missions, things like that. You've got a radial menu to show which weapons you've equipped. You've got melee weapons as well as ranged attacks and a club there. Lots of things going on here. Everything's tabbed here with regarding your weapons up here. It's really the upgrades that are quite complicated. Yes, you've got a yellow strip here to show that something's equipped and the weapons it's equipped to, but it takes a while to get used to and a while to sort of get your head around it. I think the orange ones are the rarest, the most rare, then yellow, then blue, and then it goes down to grey. You've got junk that I probably should sell. Skills are quite easy to kind of get your head around. You've got different types of skill, life skills, warrior skills, powers, etc, etc. I'll tell you about powers and chi in a minute when we're in the game. And there's various items you can equip on your player. There's a Wanglopedia, basically an encyclopedia where you can have a closer look at some of the enemies in the game. Settings we had a look at earlier. And we'll jump back into the hub world, and as you can see I have played a little bit off camera, so the climate has changed outside here. So looking a little bit like early evening maybe, or maybe it's early morning, it's hard to tell. But we'll jump into a mission. Go over here, and I think I'll try the bounty mission. So we'll just jump straight in. There's the rewards that you can win. Let's go. And as the game's loading up, I have to stress very clearly that this is not an open world game. You saw lots of missions there, so it's the missions that are divided up by very large open areas. I mean, the areas are large, but this is not an open world game. It's a looter shooter. You get far too much loot in my opinion. A lot of the time you'll have to come back and sort it all out when you come back to the hub world. And bounty missions are usually about killing a certain amount of creatures. So here we are. Right, here we go, Pest Control. With your mouse wheel you can change your weapons. Very simple. You can go melee, or you can go ranged, or you can use fire, machine gun, shotgun, all the rest of it. There's your sword. With the Q button you can heal up. At the moment you can't do that because I'm at full health. V is go invisible. So here I am invisible now, going through the town. It's heat censored, so enemies usually light up. At the moment no enemies. There it is. C is like your punch attack, so if I do that, things will fly away from you. You use chi, that's the blue bar under my green bar on the bottom left hand side. That's like your energy. And X I think just powers you up a little bit. I'm not entirely sure about all that. And as you can see on the minimap top right, there's lots of different places you can get to, and there's a dotted line there as well moving from your character. I think that points you in the right direction. So the title's called Pest Control, and you have to exterminate all the rat verine. So I'm just going to go around and do a bit of shooting. Let's use our I think I'll use our machine gun. There we go. Right. Okay, they're down. As you can see, lots of loot here. Some of it you don't actually need. You can do a dash attack as well, and let's just follow the dotted line. So we'll go this way and up here and check it out.
New clip, new life.
Run out of ammo there. So this particular level is about backtracking and shooting them at the same time. Pick up all the drops, and again following the dotted line on your mini map on the top right. Let's try a different weapon, the shotgun. Blast some of these, have some of that. You have a bit of that.
You feel lucky, dipshit?
Here. And there he goes. So there's also blue things that you collect as well. That's your chi. A bit of that. And when your chi is full, of course, you don't need to collect that. So let's again follow those dotted lines. There's a lot of verticality in the game as well. You can jump up, leap up. You can shoot these barrels for a freeze attack. Lots of different animations. It's a pretty glorious game, as you can see. Let's maybe have a look at some interior. Go inside here. There's not a great deal to explore in here. There is a pointer here. There it goes. Yeah, it does kind of lead you around a lot. You can, I think you can choose to have that off if you wish, but I do like to be able to be guided through rather than kind of wandering around, not have a clue where I'm going. Let's do some melee, slashy, slashy. Get out the old revolver. You get one of them. My shots, my aim can be better. Let's change weapon. Shotgun does the job a bit better. So you're very explosive, very fluid. There you go. I'm not showing my skills too well here. And it sort of points out where the next enemy is. So as you can see, it really is a marvellous game. I do thoroughly recommend it. And that is Shadow Warrior. And I will see you in the next video.
Nothing like a fresh clip. Feel lucky, chump?